Hello, everyone. So, it is time for Hero Coach once again. This is a newer feature that Empires and Puzzles has introduced, so let's do a quick rundown and reminder of how the whole thing works. In this particular event, you are going to be able to choose a hero that is 2 years or older, and you will be able to bring them all the way to level 90, and it's only going to cost you gems. So it foregoes any of the ascension materials, whether it be rings or darts or, the 5-star aethers, alpha aethers, all of that is skipped in exchange for some gems. Now, this gem cost is going to vary depending on how many levels you choose to skip. So, in other words, the cost will be the most if you take a level 1 character straight to 90, and that cap seems to be 1,000 gems. Now, a lot of people are saying 1,000 gems is quite a few, and I understand that, but at the same time, the value you're getting for that 1,000 gems is huge. It's hard to understate how much that would be. Like, if you even were to try to price out the cost of the aethers and the alpha aethers and all of that in gems, you'll see that it is far more than 1,000. So even though it is a little bit of a hefty chunk, I highly recommend considering it. Like, it's well worth every gem you pay. But let's say you don't want to go with a level 1 and you already have a leveled character. On the screen, you'll see an example of a character that's going from level 80 to 90, and the cost is only going to be 37 gems. This will skip all the 5-star aethers and the alpha aethers for a mere 37 gems. So let's say you're a little short on gems at the moment, at least consider taking one of your characters stuck at 80 or 85 to 90. The value is still there and definitely reasonable if you don't want to go all the way from level 1. All right, now that being said, let's talk about strategy. Who do you pick for this? Why do you pick someone for this? And what is going to be overall the best choice that you're going to be able to use in your roster moving forward for a significant amount of time? When I think about this, I try to consider where would I get the most value. You can pick a baseline character that is 2 years old and level them up. That is very much a possibility, and if you're able to do that, you get a much more reasonable character that'll probably be somewhere around 1300 CP. Um, this is a viable option, but honestly, not necessarily the best option because you can also choose to take a character that you have a costume for, level the base up to 90, and then level the costume. And these costume characters tend to get much higher up. Like, this will apply for quite a few different families out there, like Three Kingdoms, for example. If you have any Three Kingdoms costumes, you'll get them up to 1420 to 1450 range. Um, Obviously, that's higher than you would get just a base costume or just a base character that was 2 years old. I think there's a lot of value in that. The same thing goes with the Magic Tower costumes that are coming out now as we speak. They are characters that are going all the way up to like 1550, which is absolutely huge. And they are definitely one to consider. Get the base up to 90, then just level the costume, which is significantly faster and a lot less mats to max out to 90. And of course, you can never understate the importance of considering leveling up glass costumes that you've pulled, but you have the character still at level 1. Get your base up to 90. Yes, you still have to level each of the other costumes. I'm fully aware of that. But in the end, it's going to save you a lot of time to get the base up there, all of the mats necessary to get the base to 90. And in the end, if you level up all your costumes, you have a character that's around 1630 in power. So there's a lot of viable options that you can pick in Hero Coach that is going to allow you to get the maximum potential of a character that will carry you into the future with your roster. So although this was designed to bring 2-year-old characters up and make them more relevant, I highly recommend using it on characters you have costumes for that are the base is over 2 years old on. This is a personal opinion. There may be other people that suggest other routes, but I do think it's the best option for both your time, energy, and gems to make sure that you make a valid choice moving forward. Once this event unlocks, you are going to notice that it is going to give you a list of all of your potential characters. Obviously, this is going to change for every roster depending on who you have available to you. You can either make the decision right away. If you've been planning for this, that's great. Then go ahead, pull the trigger. Otherwise, I believe you have 2 days to make this decision. Maybe it's 3, but I think it's 2. So if you need to take a moment to fully investigate that list, figure out which ones you have costumes for, figure out their max possible CP potential, etc. Like, go ahead and take a little bit of time to investigate that before you make the decision. Yes, Hero Coach will be back again every 3 months, but 3 months is a long time. You're really only looking at 4 possibilities to do this per year, so I do want you to make the best choice available. All right, everyone, I hope this gave you a quick rundown of what to expect, and we will see how it all goes. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them in the comments, and I will do my best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and have a great day.